So let's do this,
on
bro.
air and fucking
Skyboy
Skype.
podcast number one, official number one. This is the real number one.
I thought number one was the other day.
I couldn't. We'll just make this number one because this will go up.
Okay.
Okay, Skyboy podcast hashtag one. Some talking hashtag.
Yeah,
Alright, so
they used to be called. They used to be called pound.
what?
Hashtag, like, you know the hashtag.
Oh, pound was that?
That
Oh
was
yeah.
that was like a button on old phones and was called pound.
It was like pound. Press 1-800 69 pound.
Ew,
That's
that's
all. Yeah,
disgusting.
you know.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, sorry, you see them ads on TV all the time. It's just like, call this number if you find a local girl. Like, yeah, sure.
like,
Column's mother picks the phone up. Hello? Or like,
yeah,
is that
and
you?
your mother is on the other end.
Here,
It's
lad.
just our mother talking to each other on the phone.
Yeah. How's your day going? Good. It's like 180 per minute, like.
Yeah.
Was it,
Well,
we were talking about,
not
huh?
that you know.
Not that I know, no.
Not that you know.
I don't know nothing about that, I swear. But what was it? We were talking about old school games. We were talking about Metal Gear Solid,
Yeah, man.
Bully Academy, Bully Scholarship, or whatever one people call it. Or
The
Candy
new
Scan.
fucking Metal Gear is unreal though. I'm playing it at the moment. It's fucking just, it is absolutely like explosive. Like literally.
I was watching it. I watched like an hour of it. Like, I think it's like it starts off like a hospital or something. No?
Yeah, it does,
Yeah.
because he's been in a coma for like 10 years.
Yeah, it looked unreal. I was watching. I was like, I fair need to play that game.
It's so fucking good though.
I'll come over and fucking. I'll play it with you when I come over.
Absolute shmup and
Definitely.
just sort of
That'd be
all of it.
awesome.
It's the best one yet, I'd say. Call me crazy, but like the ones that have been before it were very, but they've been getting better.
Yeah.
And
Sure. Remember what was it? The old school ones would have had like, I loved it when it was overhead. It was pretty dope when it was overhead.
that was pretty cool, yeah.
I think that was pretty dope. Remember we were doing like the child, like try beat the time and all that stuff. Like,
Yeah,
he's
you
like,
were fucking insane.
I was.
You were like,
I didn't
like,
even.
"What are you fucking doing?" And you
It
were
was
like,
like, what, it was like 7 seconds, and then it was like a couple of months later. I come back to your house. I don't know how the hell I did it. Like, I was like throwing them right over the wall over my
like,
shoulder.
you're taking microseconds off the best time, and I'm just like, oh.
Comes like shit. We stuck here for fucking days, trying to beat this shit. But
Yeah.
that was a good time actually. We were like eating pizza and stuff like that, playing Metal Gear Solid. It was a good time.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember.
That was good.
Yeah, I remember pizza. Pizza's pretty cool. Sure, you can't
We
go wrong
gotta
with
we gotta
pizza.
relive those memories, but they're
We
good
do.
memories. They'll be good memories, especially with the new one. We do it with the new one.
Oh, the new one is something else entirely. It's a whole different story now. It's very fucking cool though. It's like, I can't even explain it, but it's just, it feels like I know that the map used in it is pretty small, in the single player, because so much of games these days, like, they're trying to fit single player and multiplayer onto one disc.
Yeah,
Which, if you're into that, fair enough. Like, you're in luck.
yeah,
But if you're not, so like me, I'm not really massive into online unless, like, it's like sort of like it's honest, it's good online, but everything these days is like trying to force people to play online. Like the new Star Wars Battlefront.
yeah. That's definitely forced. That's definitely forced.
Yeah, they really like try to push it on people who buy the game to say that you have to play online.
When I heard that game was coming out, I was like,
you can play offline, but it's just so much more content available if you play it online.
yeah. But I was looking so forward to like when Star Wars come out. I was looking forward to like having like a badass story, like it was like all the Battlefronts and all that had like. Well, the Battlefronts were online as well, but like they had those stories in the games.
Yeah, the first two had really good campaigns.
Yeah, they had good stories, but like when it's just put online, it's very limited. Then there is content, whatever, but it's not like there's no story told for the game. So
Yeah,
what the hell? What's the point of it?
it's a different sort of ball game this time around, like,
Yeah.
because especially in the new one, it's like 95% of the game requires you to have an internet connection,
Yeah, that's pretty.
which is a massive pain, but sort of.
Well, like you can see that like games and stuff are going online more like they're lot majority more games aren't really coming out with like great stories. Like say Call of Duty for instance is like the biggest one. They have like a shitty campaign and everyone doesn't give a shit about the campaign. They
Yeah.
just buy it for the online. That's
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
it. That's basically all Call of Duty's for.
But like if people know what they're getting into, that's fair enough. If you know
Yeah.
what you're buying before you buy it, then all well and good.
That's true.
But they stiff you with it, especially now with like Xbox Live, like gold membership is like what you need for like almost everything.
Yeah.
And for the PlayStation 4, like PlayStation 3, the best part about it was that it was free. But now the PlayStation 4, you need PlayStation Plus to get anywhere.
Yeah.
That's such a rip-off as well now.
That's why there were so many people who switched back to PS3 because Xbox was like charging. Now it's kind of like they're both in between. They're both like you have to pay to actually be online to play games.
Yeah.
And like, what was it? The Last of Us. That was, I'd say, The Last of Us. No, like I was actually happy that they actually put it online on The Last of Us and they did like survival mode or something like that. I'm not sure. I haven't played it yet, but I was kind of glad they put online onto that game after you played the campaign because the campaign was sick.
Campaign was fucking unreal.
That's probably the best game I've ever played in my life. I have to say, Last of Us.
Like it is, like it's really strange as well because like the first game to be released on PlayStation 3, like PlayStation 3 has been around for like 10 years now. I know it's weird to say it.
Yeah.
But it actually has been around for about 15 years.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people are like trying to wrap their head around it. Like me especially, I'm like, what? Like it was nearly 10 years ago when like the first Xbox 360 hit the market and the first PlayStation 3 hit the market. And like there's some games now that like Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion, like that is such an old game. But like I could actually I got it last summer when it was nearly a decade old. I was like, fuck, this is still good. Like it's still really good.
That's the dope thing about old games when you pick up like old game and you never played before, and you're just like, this is sick. Even though you don't give a shit about the graphics, it's all about like the gameplay in general.
Yeah, but like even that game as well. Like I was playing that. I first got it when I was in primary school, like 6th class.
Yeah.
And like I thought it was pretty good. Like, but it was kind of hard to play. But as I got older, then I started to appreciate the game more, and I was like, fuck me, man, this is like top level stuff right here.
Yeah.
But I was actually kind of shocked how it was such an old game on such an old system. But yeah, it's still kind of relevant as well because when you think back to like the last in the last few years has been kind of re-released, like they remastered it and then they like released it on the PlayStation 4. So
hey, did you hear about that actually?
What?
That they're after taking Bully Academy and like the old Grand Theft Auto, they're after remastering for PS4.
Nice.
I actually seen that the other day. I was pretty glad they actually remastered Bully Academy out of all like Rockstar games. I was like, you think they forget about that game, but I seen that and I was like, that's pretty sick.
You know what they need to do though? They need to bring back.
Do what?
They need to bring back Manhunt. Remember Manhunt?
Oh, Manhunt. Killing people with plastic bags, throwing it over their head. You cannot just like rip it like that. They're just like, getting killed by like with a spare bag. That's what happened.
You end up dying like a rubber bandit.
Yeah, literally, yeah. The thing is, you didn't have the holes in the bag. But I remember playing that game with you. You like we were like in attics and stuff like that, trying to be like stealthy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know.
That was the best. That was the best part of it. Like, and like a lot of stealth games can be different in that they're like, okay, you can sneak in and avoid, or you have to stalk and kill.
Yeah. Because it gives you a bit of like a bit of adrenaline when you're playing the game. You kind of get like your heart starts racing and shit like that.
Fucking fast. Like you'd be hiding in the shadows and you'd be fucking.
You don't want to get caught. Like, because if you get caught, you're just fuck.
Razor wire as well. Cut a fella's head off with razor wire. That's
shit.
That was always good.
There's some dope games out there. Old school dope games, like definitely is.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever think like you look at the old games you played and then like you're waiting for a sequel and it never happens? You know what I mean?
What?
If you play an old school game and like you think that you want like a new sequel to come and it never comes, that's like the worst thing. And then they just remaster it and you're like, oh, they're fucking done with this all. Or if
I
lucky, they
hate that. Like,
remaster it.
well,
If you're lucky, they'll remaster the game. But
yeah, but that happened with The Last of Us though. Like they released it in 2013, and
yeah,
then in 2014 they remastered it. I don't know what happened with the remastering. They just released. It was just a re-release. Just got a new lease of life, like, and
just better
then
graphics in general for
they,
that
they,
game.
then next gen happened, and then the next gen remastery happened.
Yeah,
So it's had about I'd say the last 3 years it's had like four releases. Yeah.
yeah. Like it's probably one of those games that like you would still go out and buy today if it was released again. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's one of those
And
badass games. Like
oh, it's very good. Like there's no denying how good it is. And but also the fact that they released it so quickly. The 4 times were released were so quickly that
yeah,
it was just a strange time for because of the new generation that came out as well. So the new
for what?
console generation because they had 2 releases and I was like, oh, that's really sudden. And then like they had 2 more releases, so it happened so fast.
Oh yeah,
I
that's because the next gen consoles just came out like a couple of months later after that game was
yeah,
released.
yeah,
That's
that's
kind of
true.
thing. That's kind of why they released multiple times. But
Yeah,
I say there was a couple of games probably happened to, because it's the next gen.
yeah, yeah.
But anyway, what's Metal Gear Solid like? Is that why would you say that's the best out of all of them?
Because it's like because there's so involved in it now. Like I mean, there's actually I got the like special HD edition of Metal Gear Solid 3.
Yeah,
That's the one that was released in like 2004, 2005 on like PlayStation 2.
yeah,
So that's also 10 years old as well, if not more.
could be.
But I remember playing it, and there's like this extra content you can get with it if you get this like, special edition. Like you get to play like the first 2 Metal Gear games that were like on the Nintendo, like Nintendo Entertainment System, like 1986 or something. So that's going way back.
That's pretty dope.
But like you really get to see like the it's like the main structure, the main frame of the games that as they are now. Like you could see that like back then. You could see
See what
the
they're kind of.
game, but it was cut way back and made way much more simple, obviously because of
Yeah,
technology at
you
the time.
yeah, I know what you're saying. You're kind of like saying like in their head they're imagining something way bigger
Yeah,
than they could actually fit. Like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and now today they can do that.
But they expanded on it. They had an idea, and then since then they expanded on it as much as they could.
Yeah,
The last 30 years. So so you had sneaking around, you had weapons and stuff, and but as time went on, then the next game had a few more features, and then the next game had more features, and the next game had more features, and you just keep adding features. So that what you have is you have the same idea, but it's just way more expanded.
yeah,
And that's what this game is, because they've just been adding more and more stuff as each new game was released. So like first one you had like just walking around. Second one, then there was like a cooldown time. So like if you were caught and you had to like hide, and then there was like a cooldown time.
yeah,
Then like the third one, it was 3D, and they had sound actors, voice actors, and sound, and they had sound recordings actually like put into the game.
yeah.
And they had it was in 3Ds as well. So that was obviously the new one.
There's implementing like more things as the
Yeah,
years went on,
time
basically.
goes on, more and more. So now, like the one you have now, is literally like you're running it like your own country. It's like
Yeah,
you got this island out in the middle of nowhere, and you just have to keep building on it and building on it, and you go out into Afghanistan and you like pick up diamonds and stuff, and you make fortune off it, and you
gee,
sell all the stuff you find, and then you make money, and then you build onto this island. It's like you've got like your own little economy to run. Basically, that's what you're doing. It's like it's economic. It's really like it's economics for. It's just for teaching economics to whoever's playing it. So you're
Yeah,
like you kind of get an idea of like how economies work, and then
yeah,
of course then there's obviously more depth into the stealth system as well. So like and there's a camouflage system involved, and there's the AI is so fucking like intelligent that like the AI in the older games were good, but they got better as time went on. But in this now, it's whole other level that they communicate with each other. It's really good though.
to
But
communicate with each other.
like you can hear them talking, and you
Oh,
know
like it's very
you
detailed in what.
also like interrupt. You can interrupt with one person talking so that like he doesn't give your position away.
Yeah,
It's really complex, and you can develop weapons, and you can like find weapons, and you can develop all sorts of new technology to, and like night vision goggles too. You can like you have there's all sorts of like there's like a research and development function in like the game, and like, oh, if I want night vision goggles, I have to spend the money that I found from fucking setting diamonds to develop this, and I need to, and you have to kidnap people as well to like do all the work for you.
shit. So you're
So like,
basically like getting slaves and stuff.
well, you're not getting slaves. I mean, well, I suppose you are getting
Well, you
slaves.
kind of are. Like if you're forcing them to do
You're
work.
getting paid pretty well. Like but they're kind of soldiers as well. So they you
Oh, you're
know
not like. I thought you said that you said you're kidnapping them.
oh yeah, you knock out soldiers, and then you tie a balloon onto them, and then the balloon lifts them up. They go,
What the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah,
What?
no,
It just sounds like the movie Up or something shit like that.
yeah.
You say blue and he goes up in the air. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
you tie a balloon onto you can shoot a guy with like a tranquilizer dart, or you can like choke him out, and then you tie a balloon onto him, and the balloon lifts him up, and he fucking flies away, and then he
What the
ends
heck?
he ends up he ends up back at your base, and then at the base you say, okay, you can either work in like whatever you're best at. So if you're really good at like if you're a good engineer, you can work in engineering, or if you're a doctor, then you work on the medical team, or
Yeah.
that sort of things.
That's basically like Gary's mod, like shooting a fucking like a balloon at him and he goes into the sky and just
Yeah,
disappears.
yeah,
Like what the
basically.
hell is that about? That's a weird
Yeah.
ass feature to put in the game,
It's
especially
a
using
strange
Metal Gear
feature to put in
Solid.
the game, but like it's good though because there's you find different skill levels with the soldiers that you kidnap. So like
Yeah,
one soldier would be like he'd be like a shit. He'd be like a grade D or grade F or something in
yeah.
terms of like all across the board. But then you get like a guy who's like a really good spy or something. So like he'd be like A plus spy, but he'd be like a C minus engineer, or like there's like a few different groups that you can put your army in. So
Yeah.
like there's like a intel team, and like medical team, and research and development. So they like make your weapons and stuff. So like that the whole game is just like a whole strategy planning thing. And then like the better your strategy and planning, like the more weapons they can make for you, and like the better the medicine they can make, and like the better intel they gather, and like the better you play the game then, and then like it all adds up into like it all works together really fucking well. It's actually I'm really impressed.
It's just
Like it's a
molding
really
together.
good idea.
Everything like the whole game is molding together. There's nothing
Yeah,
really
yeah, yeah,
sticking out.
yeah. It
That's
all
good.
fits together perfectly.
That's the kind of game you want.
Yeah, it's like a jigsaw puzzle that fits together perfectly, and it's
That's
it's
good.
it's like a Rubik's cube. When you're trying to work on a Rubik's cube, and
Yeah, it's like boom in every
all the
color.
colors match, and you're like, perfect.
Yeah, they're the kind of games that like you'll play more than once. Definitely play more than once.
Oh
It's
yeah,
one of those
and
type
you
of
can
games.
keep like there's
Like
already a function in it. Like once you complete a mission, you can go back to it as many times as you like, because to get a higher rating first of all, and like
yeah,
because there's not just one objective. There's like 5 or 6, and like the more you complete, the higher you get, and like you get a bonus as well for like not killing anyone, and you get a bonus for like not being
not dying
spotted
or something like that.
too. Yeah, so you get all these bonuses for like a perfect game, then like a perfect score,
Yeah,
and you can just, as soon as you complete it the first time, you can just keep going back to revisit to keep trying to get a perfect score, and you get a perfect score then
yeah.
it's sorted.
I have to ask you, what do you hear about that they're working on a new, or like I think they're working on a new GTA 6? There's a
I'm not surprised, because I mean the last one when they released it, they were like Rockstar made back the money that they spent.
Yeah, just in pre-sales.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's insane. Like that
yeah,
game, I have to say, when that game came out, like everybody was wanting it. I remember like it was sold out when I went just to get it. It was sold out, but the next day I got it, Poxy. But
yeah.
what was it that like there's I heard that's supposed to be like a full city or some shit, not a city, a world or something like that.
Oh
I heard it's
fuck.
supposed to be something
Okay.
crazy, like you know the way it's like you think you're like there's like three cities, like the countryside, the suburbs or something like, and then you have the urban kind of towns
Yeah.
and stuff like that. No, it's kind of like I heard it's supposed to be like the whole of America or something like that. That's what I heard, like, but I'm not too sure if that's true or not.
It's getting. I'm looking forward to the future because it's just getting more like each time it goes, it just gets more and more impressive, and I'm like, wow, this is insanely good.
Yeah, this thing about GTA that was it was a massive game just for the story of it, and like it's still huge to this day right now to today because everybody still plays online and they're still adding stuff to GTA. And it came out in 2013, I think, something like
Yeah,
that,
it
and
did.
it's 3 years later, it's still like top game, one of the top games. Like
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah,
really impressive, like impressive for a game.
yeah. I don't know what it is, but there was a few games that were released at the end of the generation that is like stuck, and people keep going back to play them.
Yeah,
And we keep talking about it too. Like we keep talking about The Last of Us and Grand Theft Auto 5
yeah,
that came out just as the PlayStation 3 was like
going out.
some obsolete, and then PlayStation 4 came out, and everyone was like,
Yeah,
rip
that
off.
is.
And then
Everybody's just like, oh, make games for the PS3, like just keep making those because nobody wants to pay for that fucking. Nobody wants to pay for the PS4. That's why they're always like, make a version for the PS3. But the
yeah,
problem with that now is like the format for the disc is too small because the amount that goes into it these days. That's the bad thing about like next
yeah,
gen. They're not gonna release no more PS3 games like in the future. So PS3 is gonna be like the PS2 when we had the PS3.
yeah,
That's gonna be a bad thing.
yeah.
But do you have any stories over the week or anything like that? Do you have
Stories.
any funny incidents or anything?
Over the week, what happened this week? Oh, what happened? What happened? What happened? Let me think.
Tip over any cows? You know,
Tip over
fighting
any
any
cows.
men in
No,
bars like as you do.
they're a bit big for me. You know, cows are a bit big for me. Like,
Tipping cows, like, yeah.
I was in UCC today anyway, and you know, there's a friend of my brother's who's like, she's repeating the leaving cert, and she's actually older, even though like I'm in my second year in college. Um, I don't know how it works. Like, I mean, I skipped transition year, and she probably didn't, and
Yeah.
she repeated her leaving cert as well, and I didn't. So that's probably where the time was made up from. But I was just kind of walking around with my brother, and my brother was like, "Oh, she's older than you." Like, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Insane. But like when I was there as well, I could easily tell the difference between who was in college and who was in
School.
uh like school, because like they were all there, all in and they weren't even in uniforms either. But it's just they look younger, even though like people in college would be only like a year or two older.
Yeah.
But it's just the rough living that they put themselves through is like it's just insane how much
It
older
just
you can
it
look.
ages them. It ages them.
Yeah, just like a year or two of like popping pills and drinking way too much every night
Yeah.
will actually it will do that to you. It really does. Like,
It takes its toll on you, like in general.
yeah, yeah, they really overdo it. Like uh it's just that they just look different. You know, there's something I can't explain it. Like
Could
even
be just like matureness or something like that.
the Jordans is one thing, but they just looked so fucking young as well. I was like,
Yeah.
"Ah." But
I'm saying
yeah,
like people in college look more mature, like than
yeah,
people in school and stuff like that.
yeah, I get that.
Yeah. What was I gonna ask you? What the fuck was I gonna ask you? Oh, yeah, did you see that thing about was it John Jones? Seemed like getting pulled over and stuff like that.
No,
He got pulled over there. I think I just saw it today. It was like he got pulled over for like drag racing or some shit like that.
yeah,
And like the cop like pulled him over. Like the whole video's there. But I didn't know what to make of the video. I didn't know if John Jones done true, but like, because he had so many instances about like drugs, hit and runs,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, shit like that. You wouldn't know whether to believe him or not. But the video ended up he got like 5 tickets in one go, on the spot, like 5 fucking tickets in one shot, like.
That's fucking crazy.
I don't know. It's just insane. And he's supposed to be coming back in a fighting championship or something like that.
Yeah.
And he drag racing, huh? Huh? Colin, why'd you flash your lights and try drag race, huh?
Well, I flash my lights
Yeah, lad.
because if I flash my penis, it'll be illegal.
Oh, lad. Sure, they still probably would have pulled John Jones over.
Probably just for being black.
Yeah. Or being rich. But
Yeah.
what was it? Did you ever hear about that thing? It's like Mexican gangs do it. It's like when you're like in a dark road and they drive but they turn off their lights. And if you flash them to turn, like if you flash your lights to tell them to turn it on, like they come and kill you or something like that. Did you ever hear about that? It's like when the new recruits come.
When the what?
It's like
Oh,
when you
yeah.
get new recruits, they like, drive around with them, and then they'll be like, if somebody flashed their lights because their lights aren't on, they come after you and they kill you or something like that. Did you hear that?
Oh, those Mexican cartels are lovely people, aren't they?
Oh jeez, I was watching like some paranormal fucking TV show,
Yeah.
and these boys were in Mexico, and they were like going down a dark road. They were just like finding the place they were supposed to go, and
Yeah.
like they drove down the road, and the car had no lights, and your man was like, don't fucking flash him like that. And I was like, yeah, I know, and like they thought the boys going to come after him because, like, he said like ran fully. They like thought they would have turned around anyway, just try to kill him.
Yeah.
But nothing happened. Some freaky stuff, though. That's why you
Yeah.
don't want to go to fucking Mexico. There's a lot of fucking like murders and fucking people who don't give a shit about
Yeah,
doing
that's why
anything to
Trump wants to
anybody.
build a wall.
Huh?
That's why Trump wants to build a wall.
Yeah, dude. Trump is a madman, lad. What are your thoughts on Trump, Colin?
Trump. Oh. Well, if you want to get into politics,
Let's get into like him as a person, not just politics.
him as a person, he's probably all right. I mean, as a person, I don't know him because like you never know more about Trump than what you see on TV.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like anybody else. It's like Kim Kardashian. You see someone on TV and you think you know him, but it's all a show. Like.
Yeah, true. What do you think
So-
of he's the kind of like stuff he's coming out with, like laws he wants to put in and stuff
Yeah.
like that? What do you think?
What do I think? Well,
Think about his
Well-
policies, like.
well, the build a wall policy is pretty retarded.
Yeah,
Like, I know, okay, I'm not saying that illegal immigration is okay. It's not.
yeah,
Like being an illegal immigrant you're not a racist to say that. Oh, I don't want illegal immigrants here. You're
True.
just, they're criminals. You're breaking the law. They're breaking the law. Like, so it's not because they're Mexican. It's because they're criminals.
yeah. That
Because
does make sense. That does make sense.
Like it's not because I hate the color of his skin. That's why I don't want him here. He's not here legally. He didn't go through background checks. That's why I don't want him here because he could be anyone. And like
Yeah.
that's fair enough. I mean, the Japanese do that. The Japanese and the South Koreans too. They're very strict on who they let into their country, and it's all across the board. It's not just to like white people. It's not just to black people. It's to all people because
Yeah.
they're not citizens. So like, and they're just really strict with who they let in. It's not a racism thing. It's a national security thing.
What do you think of his followers, like the people who are like voting for him or whatever? They're
The people-
fucking completely racist people. Like,
Yeah, they are.
they're
I know,
using
yeah.
they're using Trump as an excuse just to be
Yeah.
like the forward to like black people being racist to black people, Mexicans, whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Like you see that shit and it's fucking terrible. I see like a video of like a rally for Trump and like they were trying to fucking get rid of these black kids that were just there standing around, like
Yeah.
pushing a black like girl in her teens, pushing her away and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like that's fucked up. Like
Say whatever you want about Trump. Like some people say, oh, he's charismatic. Some people say he's a showman. Some
Yeah.
people say that he's a racist. People say that he's this and that, or like he hates women, or you can say whatever about him. But like, Um, it's not the guy that I have a problem with. It's like the people who like him most.
Yeah.
But I didn't really give about Trump or his followers until I saw a video. It's called do you know they made a video they made a few videos a few years back. They were the like the fuck hate campaign,
Right.
and they were like they were it was like fuck hate. It was like they made all these videos of like kids dressed as of little girls like dressed as princesses, but
Right.
they put like makeup on them they had bruises, and then they were
They
saying
what?
like they're talking about like they started spewing some horseshit about how 1 in 4 women would be the victim of domestic violence in their life,
Right.
and I was like, I was thinking, is that really true? That sounds a bit exaggerated. Like 1 in 4, that's a lot. That's a lot of people,
Yeah.
you know. And they had all these like little girls, like 5 or 6 years old, swearing. They're like, fuck this, fuck that. Like
Yeah.
we find it, and they're saying, oh, we find it more offensive that women get beat up and killed in their own homes than some words. And I'm like, it's just tacky. Like it's cringe. You have to like. I just cringe at it. I cringe when I see these kids being forced to swear into a camera on the internet and like
Yeah.
force them to wear dresses and makeup and
You see a lot of
even
that shit on Vine and stuff like that. Like, not just in that like campaign you were talking about there. You see that a lot in Vine, like, where people are forcing kids to fucking like be comical, and it's kind of fucking weird.
yeah, it
Do you ever
is.
see that?
Yeah.
Like, where they're making the kids angry just to like play out in the camera.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
that's bad.
that's kind of
That's
fucked as well.
almost as bad as like those YouTube pranksters.
Oh gee, that. Ah, they do my head in the fucking pranks. Like, there's good ones and there's absolutely shit ones. There's absolutely
Some of
like
them are actually pranks.
in the hood,
I
black
saw.
people, shit like they talk about. They put that in their title. Prank gone wrong, nearly got shot in the hood. Like fucking that's their fucking title.
The In the Hood one is literally like I'm not gonna say racist because
It is racist. Like,
it. But like I'm not gonna whether it is or it isn't. It's too easy to call it that. So like I'm gonna call it lack of common sense because like you go to a place where like people get robbed a lot, people get killed a lot, and you go
yeah,
there and start making a fool of yourself and you start acting some weird way. People around you then think that they're gonna get robbed or killed, so obviously they're gonna act out.
yeah,
It's literally like kicking a beehive. It's literally like going up to a beehive and like just giving it a kick
yeah,
and then waiting for all the bees to come out and swarm around you. Like that's what you're doing.
yeah.
It's not. I'm not gonna say racist, but it's just stupid. It's stupid to the same way it's stupid to go into like a police station and smoke a blunt.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get arrested.
It's kind of like what are they hoping for going up to like
Yeah,
people who are known for like or like areas that are known for violence
yeah,
and fucking provoking people,
yeah, exactly.
expecting nothing from it.
Well,
Like, they
not
think
that.
they're not. They think nothing. They know something's gonna come from it, but like that's why they do it.
Yeah,
But like it's very like I don't know. It's like stupid. Like it's very I don't know.
stupid, and it's all for
It's
views
very
then,
fucking
and
stupid.
you can get killed and everything. What was it? It was like there was a few videos before of like this guy who he went into the hood and he went around offering to like or to buy a gun or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a water gun, was it?
What?
Was it like a water gun?
I think so. But
Yeah,
like one of the guys he went up to actually pulled a real gun on him.
yeah. I seen that.
Yeah, like
He was like he went to like a basketball court and he was like, "Oh, you want to buy a gun?" And he was like pulling it out like his back like that, like putting his hand behind
yeah,
his back. Like, what's
yeah,
he gonna fucking expect? It looks like he's gonna pull an actual gun. And like the man pulls out a real gun. He's like, "Oh, it's a fucking water gun, or whatever."
yeah.
But what the fuck is that shit like?
And like but it always ends up with like someone getting attacked, and he's like, "It's just a prank, bro. It's just a
Yeah,
prank,
yeah,
bro."
yeah.
I hate that. Like
Pranks are like, fucking, putting clean film over the toilet and someone pissing in the toilet.
pranks
That's
are
like
funny. This is
that's
actually
like a
just like
prank. That's like
yeah,
not fucking saying that you have a gun, like pretending you have a fucking gun, you're gonna pull it out.
yeah.
Like, that's not a fucking
Like
prank.
I saw this prank. I saw there was a guy before who was doing like a breakdown of like a prank that these guys did, and these guys, right? I think it's called He Productions. This guy was going through the video
Oh,
step by step.
I heard of them.
Yeah. So anyway, this guy anyway, he was kind of like commenting that these other guys put up, and what
Yeah,
they did was they organized like selling furniture on Craigslist,
yeah,
and they were like, oh, we're doing a social experiment. One of those social
yeah,
experiments.
yeah. Just another word for prank. Just
Yeah,
trying to be
I know.
like,
And it's like, oh,
trying to get away with that shit.
yeah, and he was like, oh, we're just doing a social experiment to
There's nothing social and it's not an experiment.
yeah, you're literally just like pretending that you're going to commit a crime and you're filming it.
Yeah.
That's what it is,
There's
right?
so many of those fucking social experiments too.
Yeah.
Like
So
what?
anyway, these fellas anyway, they organized this meeting. They said to this guy anyway, oh yeah, meet us here, whatever, this street at this time. And then the guy was standing around waiting anyway. And two guys anyway that were being filmed. They were like the social experimenters, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, and they went up to the fella anyway, and they were talking away anyway, and whatever. But a car pulled up. This is all part of the prank.
Yeah.
A car pulled up next to him, and like a few other fellas hopped out, like three other fellas hopped out, and so the two guys that were talking to him, plus the three guys that hopped out, like grabbed this one guy and threw him into the back seat, and like they had like ski masks and like proper knives, like fake knives,
Yeah.
and they were holding him out. They were holding like the knives up to him, and he was shitting himself. He thought he was getting kidnapped,
Yeah.
and they stuffed him into the back seat, and they drove off around the corner. And he was like in the back, but he was barely able to breathe. He was like,
Yeah. Shitting his pants literally.
He was panicking, like. And he like they just said, oh yeah, it's just a prank. And then he was like still freaking out. And then they were like, could you stop freaking out, man? Like it was we just said it was a prank, and he was just like, and then the guy commenting on it was like, you are fucking retarded. Like you literally made this guy think he was about to be killed. And
sure,
like
them guy.
You're complaining about this guy freaking out because he thought he was going to be killed. He
Yeah.
didn't know it was a prank. He thought he was going to die, and you're like, and you're complaining about your inconvenience because he won't let you speak on camera. And they're like, oh, we're just raising awareness about how easy it is to get kidnapped or whatever. And the guy was like, okay, whatever. And it was so fucking sad to see this guy just go.
Innocent guy just wants to buy a couch, just wants to buy a fucking couch, and these guys thinking this is a social experiment. It's not a fucking common thing where someone goes to buy a fucking couch and gets fucking kidnapped. Like that does not really happen. You know what I mean?
And the guys were saying as well, like, oh, you should always, like, if you're ever meeting up on Craigslist, make sure it's in public. And like, it was in public. You catch the guy in broad daylight in public.
Yeah. And like the thing is that they could actually be fucking arrested for doing something like that. And they actually they put it up on the internet, and there's video evidence that they actually like kidnapped a guy without his consent.
Yeah.
And
totally.
That's basically like a kidnapping video, literally.
They did the same thing. In the same video that this guy was commenting on. They also did a prank where they invited a woman to a house to buy a TV. So the woman came in anyway, and they're like, and the guy's like, yeah, I'm just gonna head off there. I'll bring down the TV or whatever.
Yeah.
And the guy went away, and a few guys with ski masks then pop into the room, and she was like screaming, she was jumping around trying to get out.
Yeah.
And then the guy that she met first came back out, and he wasn't wearing a mask, but he was just saying like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, it's a social experiment. And like, I actually hate that guy now. He is such like a.
Who is it?
Knob jockey. I have no idea what his name is, but like.
Is it Fuzzy too, or is it this guy with like black hair? He's like, looks like he's half Italian.
Yeah, I think he's that guy.
He's like he does like some stuff where he gives money to the homeless and all this type of shit.
Oh, I hate all the homeless stuff. I hate all the
Yeah.
fucking.
But is he the guy who did that big prank? It was or not big, the big social experiment was like, he pretended to be a teenager online talking to teenage girls, and then he got the parents'
I don't know
consent.
about that now. I
Huh?
I don't know. I haven't seen that now, but
Yeah, there's one there, but this one ain't so bad. Like this one actually makes sense because it does fucking happen. It's like you can see it on fucking Nightline, fucking How to Catch a Predator and all that shit.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's similar like to that, where he pretended to be like a teenager, but he got the consent from the parents to do it, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So he's talking to, like girls and
I
like
see. Oh, I know this one. I know this one
yeah,
because the kid anyway goes to this house, and then like the parent walks in and is like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
yeah, exactly. Is that the
Yeah.
fella?
No, no, it's a different. I think it's a different guy.
All right.
I think it is a different guy, but this woman. Sorry, I go back to the woman.
Yeah.
She ran out the door, and they chased her down the street. Then, like they're already after saying to her like, "Oh, it's not a prank anymore. It's not a prank," or they were saying it's a prank, but she still ran away. Like I would too, but like
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
chased her
fucking
down
knives
the
and shit.
street. And then they were like, "Oh, we're so sorry. We're so sorry. We were just trying to raise awareness about you know, people being kidnapped, and Craigslist is
Well,
dangerous." And
she is pretty stupid to fucking walk in the door. Like I wouldn't walk in no fucking door of a random house. To be honest, like
fair
it
enough.
is a fucking stupid ass prank. Like there's no point to these pranks, like because
Yeah,
watching the video you ain't gonna go, oh, I'm not gonna buy TV now from a random
yeah.
person. You're not gonna fucking do that. But like she's kind of gullible for going inside the house. You know what I mean?
But then like the two guys at the end had some fucking cheek to say, "Sorry, there's no TV." Like
What the fuck? Why didn't you give her like a free TV?
I know, and they're like, "Sorry, no TV." They could have
What?
at least said, "Sorry for scaring you so fucking bad."
Here's a free TV.
Yeah. But like what they did is actually a crime though. That is
It
literally a
is a
crime. What
crime,
they did.
like, and they're getting away with it. Probably because she signed a consent form. That's why they're allowed to put that shit up. Or it could be fake. It's
No, a
probably
lot of
fake as
people are
fuck too.
a lot
Like,
of people are saying as well because the woman was screaming like so loud and she sounds so terrified. People are saying there's no way that's fake, or like there's because they're saying that that has to be real because like the acting in a lot of these prank videos, like the ones that actually are fake, the
yeah,
acting
like
is shite.
Susie Tube and shit like that.
You just know that it's fake because the acting is terrible.
Yeah,
But people are saying no way for like a shitty YouTube video, like this acting is too good. This has to be real.
yeah,
And but of course people are saying what they're doing is so like illegal that anyone who's been like a victim of it like would report it. So there's people saying that there's arguments for that's the argument for, and then the argument against for it being real or fake.
yeah.
And tricky one because like if it was me and it was real, I'd call the cops.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, but like if it was like acting, then I could understand how you get away with it. But but it's strange because it's weird how the law is like if it is real, it's weird how the law is letting these YouTubers get away with doing whatever,
Yeah,
and saying it's a prank because they're filming it. That doesn't really make it okay. I mean, like, uh, it's
sure.
like that video we saw before of the guy in like Russia who like crashed his car or crashed his bike or something, and then these kids went up and like they started like sticking him with a chisel into like and like a
No, I didn't
screwdriver
fucking
into his
didn't see
lungs.
that shit.
You probably didn't watch it, but like
No.
but, like it was like me, you, and Ivor were here before
Yeah, but I
watching.
was fucking like I'm not watching that shit.
Yeah, because they started like hitting him in the head with a hammer. It was
Yeah,
bad.
we don't have to actually go into the description because it's a
Okay,
bit.
but like
Well,
that just
yeah, it's like one of those. That's not even a prank. That's
that,
real shit.
well,
That's real shit. Like,
yeah, but like just because that was filmed, that doesn't make it okay.
well, didn't one there something like them fellas got caught or some shit like that?
But they got caught. They got like I think some of them got death penalty.
Yeah, something like that. But what was I gonna say to you? It was like, did you hear about that dude who he was like in Korea or something like that. I'm not sure where it was, somewhere in Asia now. And he did like a prank or something, and he got like 15 years to life. And it was like recently. Yeah, not 15 years to life. Sorry, 15 years imprisonment. And he's from America or whatever. And like,
Oh, I know what. Yeah, yeah, I heard this.
do you hear what that?
North,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, North Korea. I know the story.
Korea. Yeah.
he tore down a poster and he was like trying to say it was a prank, whatever. But he's got like 15 years in a North Korean jail now. He'd probably
Yeah,
die.
but I heard that the American the American ambassador and all that type of stuff, are they're like kind of like pleading to the Koreans to let him go and let them punish him, like like that.
Yeah.
Let the
But they're
Americans
not
punish him.
good. Like he tore down a poster, and it like the crime is espionage because he tore down a propaganda poster. That's
Right.
what it is. And he's being charged with espionage for the propaganda poster. He tore it down.
Yeah. Was it? Do you think? I don't know. I don't know if he's going to get released or something like that to go over to America. Not really. I'm not sure. I think like there's something like they're working on it at the moment or some shit like that.
It is a sticky situation because of the fact that it's North Korea.
Yeah, they actually don't give a shit, like.
Yeah.
Because they're like kind of like they don't really deal with much countries. They deal with themselves, and that's basically it.
But I don't like North Korea, so I never go there. I would
No.
never go to North Korea in my life.
No.
And if
No.
I was to go there, I definitely wouldn't piss anyone off.
No, I'd be fucking like, I would just be the most quietest fucking thing. I'd be quieter
Yeah.
than a fucking insect.
Yeah, I wouldn't even. I wouldn't even go to China. I probably wouldn't even go to China.
Yeah. But anyway, like back to kind of pranksters and stuff. Like one prankster I watched was like FouseyTube. Did you ever hear of FouseyTube?
I think so.
He's like he was actually like he did a few pranks where like they're social experiments and shit like that.
Okay.
He did one where like it was like he was pretending to murder some dude who was delivering a pizza.
Okay.
And that was pretty fucking fucked up too. But like I was subscribed to him and stuff like that. I was subscribed to his like prank channel and his like vlogging channel. I see him start off like vlogging all that shit.
Yeah.
But then like he was like fat and depressed and all this type of shit, and he was like having a bad life, and he got fit, and then like his pranks started getting shitter and like less believable and all that type of shit. And then you could just see the true, like he's ripped the shit now, he's a great head, whatever. But now he's just like up his own arse, fucking shit prankster. Like, I don't know, like he's one of the worst up there on YouTube for like shitty pranks, fake pranks, and people have come out and said, oh yeah, he paid me for acting in his
Oh, is this
video.
Australian?
Huh? No, he's like from Middle East.
Oh.
He's like, I'm not sure where he's from.
I saw there's a video before of an Australian prank where it was like they filmed, so they got a guy to pretend to be blind, right?
Yeah.
Which was well that was part of the prank anyway, that like that the people watching knew that the guy wasn't actually blind. And it was something like the guy had like a $50 note in his hand, something, and then what was it? It was like it was like a 50, and then because all the Australian dollar bills are like the same size, I think.
Yeah.
So
well, like they have different colors, like pink and
different colors, yeah,
yellow and orange and shit.
But anyway, they had this guy anyway with like this actor saying that he was blind.
Yeah.
And then the actor saying he was blind then had this 50 in his hand, and then he asked, like he would walk up to like someone walking by him, and he'd say, sorry, could you just tell me how much I have here? And they're like, oh, you have like a 20 or something, or a 10, because like these people lied to the blind guy, and like
yeah,
he was like, oh, can I just could you give me some for this 10 or this 20? And they're like, yeah, okay. So what they do is like they take the 50 and then they'd give him like 2 10s or 2 5s or something.
Yeah, something like completely less.
Yeah, so they robbed the blind guy basically.
Right.
And I remember watching this before. There was like a news channel of it. There was like a news channel was doing this report on it, and what happened was one of the people, or all the passers-by that supposedly robbed this blind guy were all actors. They were all actors and they were actually they found their like their blog as well. Like you're saying like, oh, hire me. This is my contact details if you want me for a job.
Yeah.
And there's one fella as well, who said that it affected his life so bad because like they recognized him, like they blocked out the faces obviously,
Yeah.
but this guy had like a tattoo on his arm, and everybody was like, and like his friends, his family saw it. They're like, "Why did you rob a fucking blind guy?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "I didn't. It was a job that we were paid for." And that was the case of the whole cast of actors were just being like were recognized, and people were like, you're actually like ruining people's lives here. The people are being called thieves and whatever, and they're not.
Yeah.
And this video was being marketed like it was uploaded, and the uploaders were saying it was real,
Yeah.
but it's fake as shit. Like it was so fake.
Like that shit happens a lot. Like I've seen a few videos now that's happened. So like, do you see that thing? I've seen it today. It's like Unilad put up there's a picture from your man. He's in Prison Break.
Wentworth Miller.
Yeah, Whitman Miller, that's the fella.
Yeah.
Like he was like the picture of him was
That's
like
what's
when
up.
he was skinny, and then like he was like fat or chubby or whatever. And
Yeah.
it was like when you get out of prison, you find out McDonald's or something like that.
Yeah.
Did you see what happened though?
I saw. Yeah, I did see that. He said that he was like
He's like,
suicidal and depressed,
yeah.
and yeah, I know I see that. Yeah.
And then Unilad put up like an apology saying all this like oh, we're sorry for, we didn't realize that he had depression and he was suicidal or stuff
Yeah.
like that. That's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's
Like
crazy.
yeah, I don't want to get into the double standard thing here. We leave that out of it because that's a different story off there.
What you mean double standard? Like,
Double standard, like nobody would say it about a woman.
well, yeah, maybe.
But
I
that's
don't know. Rose Down gets her piss taken out of all the time, so
but yeah, by Donald Trump, and everybody hates Trump, so.
yeah, sure, fuck it. Yeah, but there's
that's-
exceptions for everything. But like that's kind of
Yeah.
like, but like they didn't even know about that, so it's kind of I don't know. It's whatever. I'm just talking about that story now. I'm not about standard.
Actually, no, to be honest, there is a lot of like things said about other famous women. Not necessarily that they're fat or whatever, but like especially the likes of like the Kardashians, and the Jenners.
Yeah.
The fake lips, everything. People take the piss out of that the whole time.
Yeah,
But I mean, maybe there is a double standard. Maybe there isn't. But like, I mean,
I don't think for memes, like, I don't think anyone gives a shit on the internet about like equality or any shit like that. Like
honestly,
saying like, oh, we're not gonna make a meme because it's about a woman. I don't think they really give a shit about that. I don't think people who make memes give a shit. Like,
well, the thing is, right? They can make it, and the people who make it probably won't give a shit, but the audience will kick up such a fuss that they'll have to get rid of it.
but you
Like,
see, I've seen some fucking bad memes. Like,
Yeah.
I've seen some terrible, like, really offensive memes. But like you see pages sharing them and people like laughing their ass off, and people. There's obviously going to be like a mixed audience of anything in the world. So
But those meme pages, a lot of those meme pages are gone though. Like there was one really bad one in particular called the Tasteless Gentleman.
right,
That's gone. That was like the best one. That was huge as well. It was around for years.
yeah,
It was huge, around for a long time. But they were pissing off the wrong people. Like they used to make abortion jokes, and it wasn't just what the content that the uploaders were posting, but it was also like the people who liked and followed the page. They were like they were a certain kind of person that would like they wouldn't get offended, but they would add fuel to the offensive fire. So if you were like offended by something, they would make it worse by ripping the shit.
yeah. There's no sensitive people going to be commenting on that, or
Yeah.
because they would get
So,
their
like-
fucking ass torn off them or something like that.
I'll say this much though, like on some pages, like the page obviously will have a majority audience. So like a page on feminism will have feminists following it. You
Yeah.
know? So like that, and like if I read those, and honestly I read those comments and I'm like, this pisses me off.
I've seen you like so many things because stuff on Facebook comes up showing like what you've liked. Like
Yeah.
sometimes like random people whatever they like, and like all I see is like you liking shit about like against people women who are feminists and all this. Like it's some funny shit. I see you liking stuff like, or like people writing posts about
Yeah.
like shit talking against feminists and stuff. It's so funny.
Oh, it is actually hilarious because there's a whole sort of like thought system that goes into that stuff, and it is literally a circle. Like I mean, And they say like a man having sex with a drunk woman is rape.
Rape, yeah.
Yeah. So like if you were to say, okay, so let's say two women at a party are drunk and then they have sex, but they both regret it. Who's the rapist and who's the victim?
Yeah,
And they say, oh well, and then if you were to say, well, none of them are the victim because, no man is there.
yeah.
But then you'd be kind of saying, well, you're saying that a woman claiming to be a victim isn't a victim, so you're denying victimhood to, like, it's,
To a woman, so like there's no equality there. It's
yeah.
just
I mean,
like
like,
in
it's
favor of the
that's
woman
just,
because she's a woman.
yeah, like it's not a bad question. Like when you make assumptions that the man is the rapist and the woman is the victim,
Yeah,
but like if they're both, but like even if like the man is drunk as well, then the man is still the rapist. So like technically they're both rapists, but
technically they're both
it's
drunk and just had sex. That's it.
honestly that a lot of that should just be
Nobody
done
just
away.
had fucking nobody like they didn't force each other to have sex or anything like that. It was just they're drunk.
I mean, if you
They're
really, really,
vulnerable to each other.
yeah, if you really wanted to apply that to everyone, if you
Yeah,
really wanted to like apply that logic everywhere, I'm not surprised that the rates of like sexual assault and rape aren't higher because of
yeah.
the fact that they say anything done under with alcohol it's a crime. Like if you go around saying that, I'm actually shocked that like the whole country is in prison. Like honest to God, like
Yeah.
I I really don't understand. I mean, like I was saying to one of my uncles before about these people who think that anything to do with alcohol is rape, and he said, "Well, if that's the case, I should have been in jail a long time ago."
Yeah, jeez.
And he's right. I mean, like the whole world has done it before. The whole world has had sex while they're.
The thing is that not
But
every woman thinks the same way as any woman. Like
yeah, you're right.
everyone's got their own fucking thought process. Like, and there
Yeah,
are people who are in favor of certain things. So there is groups of people like feminists who just think women are great, and anything a man does to a woman, the woman has the bigger favor or whatever, which is a lot of fucking stupid shit.
and I was watching Midday today, and there was a question came on about like should women travel alone, and
Should what?
obviously, should women like travel, abroad
Women,
alone?
yeah,
Should they go backpacking, like
right,
like Argentina or something? Should they go,
right,
or should they do it? Should they do it alone?
yeah,
And like you can have your own opinion about whether they should or they shouldn't, but in the end, it's up to them what they do or don't do,
yeah,
which is entirely up to them. It's their choice whether they do or don't. But one woman on the show said, "Women are the fair sex, and we need to be taken care of more." And that really got under my skin. Like, I mean, this woman is like a self-confessed feminist. She's a journalist her name I recorded it on TV because I was like I was really reading into like what they were saying.
yeah,
I'll get her name some other time because
yeah.
I have it recorded on Sky now. Um, but she was
Promotion
saying,
Sky.
but
Sponsored by Sky.
she was just saying like about the fact that like women traveling on their own. I'm like, well, they can do whatever they want, whatever, you know. Um, but I mean, if they do, then obviously be careful, like any man would.
Yeah.
And if they don't, well,
Just be a responsible human being. That's it.
yeah, it's just being a responsible human, being a grown up.
Yeah.
But she was saying then about like how women are like the fair sex and how they need extra care. Like, I mean, you're not like women aren't children. Like they, like you infantilize like the world's population, and then you say, oh, you're good at you're good or bad or whatever. But at the same time, then like you're saying that that you're vulnerable and that you need help.
Yeah.
I just
I don't know. I think
I don't see
whenever
how
I
it
watch,
works both ways.
huh?
Like I don't see how it works both ways. How it works with like saying to women that you're at risk because of whatever, and they're saying, oh, especially young women are at risk, and like so you're literally scaring so many people, saying that, oh, you're weak, and there's a lot of bad stuff out there. But I just you're just telling people that they're weak and that there's a lot of dangerous stuff out there, and you're going around spreading empowerment, and you're saying, oh, this is to empower people and for whatever, and then but at the same time, then you say, oh, be careful because there's bad men out there.
or bad people, whatever. But like
Just
the thing is, it's kind of like whenever I've seen a show, it's just a panel of women, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
It's just basically like there's so many shows on TV, just panels of women
Yeah,
talking about women and nothing like talking shit about men.
yeah. And
And
there's
then
never
like
a man on the show, and there's no show where it's just men talking. It's always and like they never have a male guest, and they never have like a show where it's all
after you
men.
do have Mel Gibson, it's the most feminine fucking man in the world. Like
Who is?
it's like I'm saying, like if you do bring a man on, it's always like a feminist, like a feminine man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
either he's gay or he's like a fucking
Trans.
cook. But like
Or just a cook.
he's what?
He's a cook.
He's a cook. Yeah, that's what I said. He's a cook.
Yeah.
But what was it? I seen like this video. It's for like this new movie that's out, and like these women actresses were like getting interviewed, and their interview was like this, like the fella. It was like a fella, and like he was like in good shape or whatever, and he's like he had one button down, and like they're like, oh, keep going and all this type of shit, like tell him taking off his shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
And then like, what if it's the other way around? What if there's two guys and there's like a woman interviewed and her like tits are showing, and they're like, oh, pull that dress down a bit more or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, but it's acceptable for a man
Oh
to
yeah.
take his shirt
yeah.
off than a woman taking her fucking shirt off. You know what I mean?
Like that time Zac Efron, like who it was like the MTV award show like a few years back. Someone ripped his shirt off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you see that thing with Madonna, like that she pulled down like that girl's fucking dress and showed her tit.
Yeah. Oh
That's
man,
fucking
that's
weird.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Like, and like she was like 17 years old or something like that.
Christ.
And like that girl was like kind of distraught when she did that. You see?
Yeah.
She was distraught. She was like, "What the fuck?" So
That's
watch
right.
your fucking celebrity. You can't just go around pulling shit. Like, can't be fucking disrespectful to other people.
Well, Bill
fucking
Cosby
weird.
seemed to be getting away with it.
Huh?
Bill Cosby seemed to get away with it.
Jeez, lad.
Honestly,
Because he's in a fucking rut, lad.
I don't even know what's going on there. I mean,
I don't know either. Is it like, is he paying him off, or is nothing happening to him? I don't know what the fuck is
but
going
he's
on.
getting away. But it's so strange because what happened was Janice Dickinson was on Howard Stern in
Oh, I
2006,
yeah, I seen it. Like,
and Howard asked, like, she wrote her like autobiography, and Howard asked her, he was like, was there anything that you weren't allowed to mention in your book?
yeah,
And she said, yeah, for legal reasons, like my lawyers told me not to mention some things. And he said, oh, like what? It's like, can you say it here? And she said, well, I can't say it here, but all I can say is that Bill Cosby isn't the man you think he is.
yeah. I remember seeing that.
And right, and that was years ago, right? But I don't know. It only happened like last year that this whole Bill Cosby thing came out, and it was like 15 women or something like that,
Yeah,
all saying, and it was the one like lawyer brought it to court, and it was a civil court too. It wasn't like criminal court saying, okay, this man needs to be gone for fucking rape.
yeah,
He needs in jail for rape. It was literally just like this solicitor came up, said, I've set up a bank account, and it can all go away if you
accept his
if
money.
you put in something like $15 million, or is it like $100 million? I think it was like $15 million per woman or something.
Yeah,
So it was, he basically set up a bank account and said, put the money in and the case is dismissed.
yeah,
And like the women, and people are saying the women don't care about justice, they just want money.
exactly.
I think there has to be something to that. I mean, they spent so long, like 30 years, not talking about it. Like they spent 30 years, they didn't report it to police, nothing. They just kind of waited 30 years, and then they kind of said, "Oh yeah, Bill Cosby raped me."
Just as like Janice Dixon said something about Bill Cosby allegations. I'm not really sure. Not really like I don't have any sides to this saying like it's happened or it didn't happen because it's too big of a risk to say like.
Yeah,
Not a risk.
like,
It's
also,
just I can't really express an opinion because I don't know enough about. I've watched Dr. Phil and all that shit. Like I see him with the women that run and talking about it and stuff. But like I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. It's kind of like
Yeah.
you either believe women or and be one-sided because you think every woman's a feminist or anything like that, or they're money grabbers, or
yeah,
you know people can think that way. But I have no idea because you could be a fucking pure rapist. Like I don't fucking know. He's going boppity boopity boo whatever the fuck
yeah.
when he knows he's gonna get some. But I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of crazy because he was always seen as like the family man,
But the
the
thing is
big
about
sick
Bill
town
Cosby
guy.
is that all like the women were saying, "Oh, he gave me a pill,"
Yeah, it was
and
like
that's all I
sleeping pill.
remember. But like, they could have taken that. They could have taken that willingly. Like honestly, like it was. I mean,
But
that's what
why would they
people.
take it willingly?
Well, because people take pills willingly. People do ecstasy and whatever.
Or you think that he said it was like a drug to fucking get high off of?
Yeah, I but I don't know. They just said that he gave me a pill. I took it. Like that could be any. That could just be like that could be ecstasy. Could be ketamine. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know what I
Sure,
mean?
I heard there was like one girl. She was like going on the show. What was that? What was the show he's on?
Family
That,
ties.
huh?
Was it family ties?
I think I'm not sure what the fucking show. It probably was. But it was that show anyway, and she was coming into like to, be an actress in like just a part of it or whatever.
Yeah.
And like his assistant came up and goes, "Oh, um, Bill Cosby wants to see you in his dressing room," and she was like, "Okay." And then she went in, and then she said, he's acting all kind of weird and creepy and all this type of shit. And then like she said, she drank the drink, and then like all she realized is like Bill Cosby being on top of her or some shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that was one incident that happened that he supposedly raped a woman or whatever,
Yeah.
took advantage. That's one story about it. But there were so many stories, and all of them had like one thing in them, and it was like a pill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like like celebrities take pills all the time. It's just like, but like women though were they were just doing it to get a part on the show, and then like they were set for life. Then it was just to get ahead. They just it was for their career that they did it.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that means now, but um, or like what happens or what even happens now. In terms of probably the same thing, but
Yeah.
I mean, what happened with like Terry Wogan and like a lot of the BBC as well. I mean, after Jimmy Savile, like
Oh
like
Jesus.
it all started coming out. Like Terry Wogan, Cliff Richard.
What happened to
Uh,
Terry Wogan? What the fuck did he do?
People are coming out saying now that he was like having sex with underage girls and stuff.
Wow.
The girls came out like 30 years later when they were like nearly 50, and or like 40 something or whatever, or how many years later. But
Terry
they
Wogan's
all
dead now, isn't he?
Terry Wogan, I think so.
Yeah, he
But
died there like
there was a guy who was still alive. I think it was he Cliff Richard or
Cliff
was he
Richard. Yeah. I don't know if he read it or.
but what happened was they're like it was on the radio before I was listening to it that like all the women came out, like 30 women or something came out and said that, oh yeah, all these years ago Cliff Richard did this or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was really strange to hear the fact that like they said nothing for such a long time, and then all at once it all then and nothing for a long time, not a word. But like what made it worse was that the women were like saying that they were underage at the time, and like
It's a
I have
bit too
no idea.
late, isn't it?
But like not only is it too late, but like a lot of people were saying as well, like those like that there was at all these shows that Cliff Richard used to do when he was singing and whatever on stage, that like underage girls would just put their knickers at him. They'd take off their bras and their knickers and fucking
Yeah.
throw him up on stage, and then they'd call to his dressing room afterwards, and then that's where it would happen. Like that was where he rode like, and obviously he probably didn't care too much about how old they were
He probably
back
didn't
then.
even. Yeah, it was just like
Then I
have
think
sex. That's it.
back then it was kind of okay. Like it wasn't like today now, where literally like if like it's the matter of like a day, literally, where like if a girl is 18, like in porn, they're like, when did you turn 18? And she's like, oh, yesterday or today, and they're like, oh my god, that's amazing, man, she's so young. Oh, like it's the professional porn where they're
Yeah,
like,
you see that shit where it's like, oh, what did you? Oh, I turned 18 last week. Oh, that's awesome. No, oh, yeah. Like,
yeah,
they're
and
probably
like
like fucking 25. Like,
yeah, they could be 30. Like who knows?
yeah,
Who cares?
exactly.
You have a wank and that, but like like that's all there is. But there was but I was reading about it on Reddit before that a man in like Puerto Rico, I think it was
Puerto
Puerto Rico,
Rico.
he was arrested
Yeah.
because he owned a DVD of looked under the age of 18. She only looked under 18, right? This
What
is
was
the
it?
thing.
He owned a DVD. He owned a DVD of what?
Of porn, where the girl looked too young, right?
Right.
And he was gonna go to jail for a long fucking time as well because
Okay.
of this. He was looking at 10, 15 years for the possession of child pornography. And they actually had a doctor, like a pediatrician, on like the podium in court saying he said, I have no doubt in my mind that this female on the DVD is underage because she looks so young.
Yeah.
The guy who was being done for the child pornography charge, like, help me out here, I'm gonna go to jail. The girl was Spanish, or Portuguese or something. She flew over from like Spain or Portugal to like Puerto Rico, which is like in South America,
Yeah.
to say that, oh yeah, I'm actually 18, and she had to show her passport and everything to the judge and say, I'm actually 18. This is my date of birth. Like,
That's
I am
fucking
legal.
crazy.
Yeah, and like even then, the prosecution then was saying, oh, fair enough, she's old enough, but because of the way she looks, you intended for it to be child pornography just because she looked so young.
Yeah.
So even though it wasn't child pornography, they still like were trying to pin a child pornography charge on him.
Yeah.
No idea why. It's so fucking sad. It's just like the stupidest thing ever.
Because
Because of the age she looked.
yeah, that's pretty fucking crazy. That's a crazy ass story.
But there was like a whole thread on Reddit then of like comments and stuff, and they were really interesting too. Like one guy was saying just how fucking retarded it was. You know, like, and just how, you know, when you're 17, whatever, like literally everyone's like, no, stay away from it, like it's the plague. Then once it's 18, it's like, oh, true story, bro, high five.
Well, it's just legalization more than anything.
I don't. It's just insane. I really, really don't get it. Like, I mean, I think there must be like a lower age that would make more sense, like 15, 16.
Nah, that's pretty young, dude.
No, because I mean,
16,
okay,
like, not for fucking filming, for like fucking people like in their 20s wanking off to 6-year-old. That's kind of fucking weird, like, you know what I mean?
but like,
It's just weird. Just because that's the way we kind of like our
but there's,
mindsets are.
but there's
You what?
But there's old men who watch. There's like old men in their 60s and 70s who would like watch porn with like 18-year-old women. Would they be like 18 years old? And you know.
Yeah, that's still kind of pretty weird though as well.
Okay, but like, what about?
I'm not gonna speak for fucking old people though. I'm not gonna speak for any of that shit. But I think it's weird as fuck.
But you know the way you said, oh yeah, 15, 16 is like too young.
16, like, is like if you're having sex and shit, like, and you're both like 16, that's grand, whatever. But if
Yeah.
you're like 20 fucking 5 and she's 16, that's a bit fucking much.
A bit, yeah, but
That's like 11 years.
I know
That's
you,
a lot
you
much.
okay, you say that now, right? But there's like women who are like 25 and there's men who are like 45 in relationships.
Things that they have matured over their years. Like they're not like, they don't have that mindset where they have like their life is just kind of starting off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like you don't really see him as like a woman. Like you don't see a 16-year-old girl as like a woman.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have that kind of look to them because they look young as fuck. When they're 25, like they have their own mindset.
Well, okay, fair enough. So you're saying 16 is too young, but
Yeah.
there are so many countries in the world, especially Europe, where the age is 15, 16. Like Iceland. Iceland is it's a perfectly good country. It's not backward or anything. Like, you know, Scandinavian countries too. Norway, Finland, Denmark. Like they're not backwards at all.
Yeah.
But the age of consent is like 15, 16. That's just the way it is. Like Spain, Portugal is like 12,
Oh,
13.
just to have sex, like.
Just
But isn't there like
Because, like,
something here in Ireland, or I'm not sure if it's here in Ireland or whatever? It's like you have to get consent from your parents or some shit like that.
that is if you are 16. If you're
Yeah.
16, but 17 you don't.
Isn't it? You have to like. Isn't it fucking like, ma'am, will you give me a note there, or fucking sign this here so I can have sex. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's so weird. Like in the state of Nevada, that's a thing as well.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it is so fucking weird.
Was it?
Um,
I was gonna talk about me and Ivor were like one night we're like on Skype as well, and we're talking about like when you're when you're watching porn or whatever, when you go search porn, it's all based off like thumbnail, like what thumbnail looks good or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck, and like people like foot fetishes.
Oh yeah.
It's like the worst fucking thing. Like when you're having like you're watching a porn video, you're like, oh, this is a good porn video, and then like she's like licking his feet. You're like, what the fuck? And like he's doing that, and I was like saying you could be watching the video like, oh yeah, that's fucking job, and all you see is this. She's like, oh, it's just straight in the fucking mouth.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny. Oh dude, I was like, what? Like it is. It's fucked up when you watch porn. And you see like somebody put a foot in their mouth. It's like, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
what? Why are people into feet? Like what the fuck is that like?
Right, okay, I'll say this much though.
Pretty weird.
There are places in the world where like it's 21. Like Malaysia is 21.
Was that all you're saying? Like having people have sex?
21. Like I mean, and they would look at us at 17, with our age 17, and say, oh, that's way too young.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
because that's the way our country goes. Like everyone's brought up certain ways, so they have different ways of looking at things. Like not everyone has the same mind as you. Like you might look at it being all right. I might look at it being, it's a bit too young, or some might look at it being, oh, it's way too fucking young. They could be 100% against it or with it.
But in Yemen it's 9.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Like
But then like after that, then like the next highest is like 12 in France.
Yemen, I heard about that. Yemen is like the lowest age in the world or something like that for like someone to have sex or married or some shit.
Yeah, it's 9 for sex, but I think for marriage is about the same as well.
It's so fucked. Like that is fucked. Like
But
Yemen, what a fucked up country.
But then there were places like Mexico probably has a fairly low one as well. I think there's like a lot of places that have really young ages of consent, which like I'm kind of okay with, because I mean it allow like there's a lot of like kids being like prosecuted for crimes that aren't even crimes. I mean like there's no victim in the crime.
Right.
So like I don't see. I mean like I think there's a guy in Ireland now who's like 16 and his girlfriend was 16 as well, and like everything was grand until the girlfriend's parents found out that they did it, and the girlfriend's parents then went to the cop. This guy is like he has to register as a sex offender now and the girl doesn't,
But why does he if he's 16 as well?
because he's the guy,
But that makes no fucking sense.
because he's the male.
That makes no sense.
I know, doesn't it?
Try they're both fucking 16, so like if he was older,
Yeah.
if he was over the age
I
of
know.
like if he was 18 or
different.
over, then that would make sense because that would be the law. But like if you're both 16, that doesn't even work.
Yeah.
Are you sure that's fucking right or what the fuck?
I've heard about it a few times now. I've seen it in a few different places.
Yeah, I never heard of that. It's weird.
There was actually there was I was reading a news article as well. There's like a doctor's office in Cork City.
Yeah.
Or like it's like a clinic. It's a clinic in Cork City, and I was in there before in the waiting room, and there's like a news article up that said about like a guy who was 18 and his girlfriend was 16 or something like that, or like they were both the same age, or he was 17, she was 16, or they were close enough in age, but she was underage anyway.
Yeah.
That's all that mattered. They were together for 3 months and they barely did anything at all. Like I read it in the article, I like they hardly anything happened, like from what I read in the article. Only that like she like blowjob once or twice.
She what?
She gave him a blowjob once or twice, and that was it.
Okay.
And then it was just like
It was what?
it was just like he had to, like, she came out then like 2 or 3 years after they broke up.
Yeah.
And said, "Oh yeah, this happened," and like he had to pay a fine of like 2,000 because she had to go to counselling or something for the trauma of it. Like
It's fucking stupid.
it's fucking stupid. Like it is.
Like I don't get it. Like like if it happened then, unless it's like your child, literally, if you're a child and like it comes out like that someone had sex with you or like molested you when you're a child, then it makes sense that you can say it, like you can say it now and then get that person arrested or whatever. But like if you're like fucking 16 and you have a mind of your own, you know, it's kind of
Stupid,
like
isn't it?
it's kind of like what the fuck, like
Yeah.
I don't know if he fucking raped her or if he like did anything against her will, fair enough. But like if it's kind of like, oh, I give him a blowjob and that's it, and now I can fucking do whatever I want. Now I can sue him for money.
Yeah.
That's kind of fucking stupid. Like
But like he has to register as a sex offender, and I think he had to spend
that ruins his life there. Like if he
Yeah,
if he is innocent, like I don't know if he's innocent or fucking what the fuck. Like by the sounds of it, it sounds retarded, like a stupid ass story.
Yeah,
Like,
I think he had to do like 2 years in jail for it. I think. I'm not too
fuck.
sure about that, but I mean, honestly, I really don't crime at all. Honestly, I don't. Like honestly, when there are kids who are like even younger than that doing way more than that, I don't see the issue. It's just, oh man, it really boils my blood that
Yeah, it does.
the sexism has gone back around the other way.
Yeah, it's true. All right, man. That's we got a good hour and a half
Yeah.
of talking of games and funny ass shit like John Jones getting 5 tickets in one shot,
Yeah.
and all this kind of fucking Bill Cosby stuff. Boobity boppity boo. Boobity boppity. But that's podcast 1 official. This is 1 official.
Cool.
All right, so we're there, bro. Peace.
Cool.